Good evening. It's me again, Joliette. This piece is not written by me actually, but someone else from class who cannot be here today. It's called Scoliosis, written by Lauren. A pretty blonde woman held my hand as something was placed over my face. I knew what was coming next, the dreadful IV. I was more frightened about that little needle than what was about to happen to my body. I embraced her hand, my cold fingers enjoying the warmth in hers. Count, she told me. Ready? 1, 2. It was not slow. It was all at once. I went from being conscious to unconscious in seconds. I had been told I would go to sleep and wake up just like I always did. I was 12 years old. While I was unconscious, they would cut me open like a frog in a lab. They would expose my spine, ribs, and organs. They would do this because I had a spine that was badly curved. My life was now entrusted to strangers. One wrong move, one nerve disturbed, and paralysis would burden me for the rest of my life. These strangers would place 2 titanium rods in my spine and hold those rods with 21 screws, each 5 inches long. They would then break off parts of my ribs and take pieces of my pelvis to make a paste, so these screws would stay secure in the growing bones of a 12-year-old girl. Finally, they would sew each layer of skin back together and finish off with staples, so the skin could fuse back as normally as possible. When I had been told all this, I was more curious than anything else. I couldn't have imagined what the days after surgery would have been like. My best friend became a magic button that shot morphine into my veins and knocked me out fast. I did not remember waking up and seeing my parents, though I was told they were there the moment I opened my eyes. I did not remember the days following the procedure and all the friends and family visiting me. Every time I woke up, I was in the same bed, unaware of the date or time, hoping to fall back asleep as my fingers pressed the button. The first thing I do remember was a nurse helping me stand up and walk for the first time. When she woke me, I did not know how many days had passed since the surgery, nor did I care. She helped me to sit and then carefully swung my legs over so they could dangle off the bed. I caught a quick glance of myself in the mirror. The person in the reflection was a stranger who looked weak, deprived of life. The nurse placed her hands under my elbows and helped me to my feet. The world spun as I stood straight. My body was not used to standing 1.5 inches taller than it was before. Moving muscles was also painful, despite the drugs numbing every part of a body that was now foreign to me. I remember as I took my first few steps, coughing and crying as my broken ribs became in contact with my lungs. I shuddered in pain and quickly realized that the movements and gasp that came from crying only made it worse. Neither could I bend down and wait until the pain went away. All I could do was stand straight and let my bones scream on the inside while trying to steady my breathing. The nurse realized I had endured enough and helped me back into bed. The moment I lay down, I pressed the magic button and the pain was gone, only to be felt the minute I woke up again. But after a time, the pain did stop. And when it did, I was inches taller than I had been. I do have a huge scar on my back that I hate and love. I hate it because it's ugly, but I love it because it says I've been through something. I'm stronger than I was before. So yeah, it was worth it. Today I scuba, go parasailing, cliff diving, the works. And I'm even studying biomedical engineering at FIU.